Okay, welcome back to the In the Huddle podcast. I'm your host, Sam Gold, and today it's time to do another tier list. You know you guys love those. I love these. It's another football-themed one, so here we go. This is a little different today, because as you see, I have all starting quarterbacks going into the next season. So it looks like a pretty normal tier list, and then you start to read maybe what the categories are, and then you realize I'm doing something that's basically, that's been pretty popular going around the internet right now, which is the word aura. Now, look, first of all, when I'm judging these quarterbacks based on their aura today, just know that it's all subjective. Okay, if your favorite quarterback gets a lower rating, just know it's just my opinion. Okay, I know that I have negative aura. Okay, if you go on here, I have man's got no aura. Even me saying man's got doesn't sound right. Basically, for those of you who don't know what aura is, it's basically like a mixture of like, remember how the word clout used to be popular? It's like a mixture of that, based of like how cool you are, like how nervous maybe someone would be to meet you in real life. Like,
you don't need to describe aura. Like, aura is, you know?
Well, here's the funny thing. Is me needing to describe aura lowering my aura? I already said man's got no aura for me. If I had my face on this list, it would be number one on that. So, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's an alphabetical order by first name. It makes sense. We got Anthony Richardson, the Colts quarterback. Every fan of their favorite team knows their quarterback off the field. Forgive me for not knowing how some of these players' personalities are, just because they're not in the media too often, or maybe they got hurt and they're a rookie or whatever. So this is kind of the case with Anthony Richardson. I can't really give him too much of a grade. He got hurt early on in his rookie season. I feel like I haven't seen him around too much. Seems like a nice guy. Seems like a cool guy. So honestly, it just feels like for now it's fair to put him in the average aura category. Also, I forgot to go through the categories. We have infinite aura at the top, steady aura, then average aura, then just light aura, not a lot of aura, and then man's got no aura. So yeah, Anthony Richardson, average aura for now. He can definitely change throughout this next season. We're going from someone who really doesn't have like any media exposure to somebody who's probably in the media the most, and that's Aaron Rodgers, quarterback of the Jets, of course, been around the league forever. There's been a lot of things surrounding him in the last few years. Obviously, he had all the COVID stuff. And then you had him going on his ayahuasca retreats and the darkness retreats. And then he goes on, Joe Rogan and the Pat McAfee show all the time. He's got a ton of different opinions. And then he tore his Achilles last year. I mean, everything in the NFL surrounds a few players in the media most of the time. And Aaron Rodgers is definitely one of those players. The hairstyles, yeah. Yep. There's I'll send you the picture to put up here. But there's a meme from 2021 where he's laying on the field with the helmet on. And he's like this. That was a fun Aaron Rodgers look. Whether you like his opinions or not, you got to respect the guy for being in such a sphere where it's pretty nerve-wracking to kind of be yourself completely and to give opinions, especially that other people don't like. So I will give him props. I'll give him plus 1,000 aura for that one. I don't know. I think Hard Knocks proved that he's just a pretty chill guy. Look, a lot of people are overreacting with Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry if that's going to get me hate. I know a lot of people hate him, but I respect him for going out there, sharing his opinions and views. If someone had opinions and views that were the complete opposite side of Aaron Rodgers, I respect them in the same way. So a lot of people are going to be like, man's got no aura. I hate Aaron Rodgers. He's full of himself. He's arrogant. I hate his political view, whatever. But honestly, I'm going to go ahead and give him, I'm between steady and infinite. I'll give him steady just because he does have a lot of hate on him. I can't put him in infinite. On the field, he's definitely pretty close to infinite, although tearing his Achilles in the first 4 plays of the game, that's minus 1,000 aura right there.
You are a bad man.
Baker Mayfield. Now, his aura has probably gone up and down throughout his entire career, but like if this was his rookie season when he still was very cocky, just didn't really know how to play the game the right way yet, hasn't learned a lot of lessons on and off the field, I would probably put him in like light aura. But now he just seems so much more mature. He just had probably his best season of his career last year with the Bucs. I mean, this is his 4th team he's been on, and he's really showed just emotional maturity. Like, he really knows what his role is in the NFL. He just got paid a bag. He seems like a very cool guy. He used to have those State Farm commercials, which were pretty funny. So overall, I'm also going to put him in steady. I'll put him behind Aaron Rodgers for sure. The fact that Baker Mayfield and Aaron Rodgers are in the same category, I might have to put Aaron Rodgers up a slot. I think this is fair. Aaron Rodgers in infinite, Baker Mayfield in steady, Anthony Richardson in average so far. This is Bo Nix. Once again, I just really don't know much about him at all. I'm going to go ahead and put light aura on him, though, just below Anthony Richardson, just for the pure fact that he reminds me of Zach Wilson. That's literally all it is. And he's on the Broncos. Screw the Broncos. Brock Purdy. I'm going to put him in steady aura. This is a guy that was literally Mr. Irrelevant and then took the 49ers to a championship game and then the Super Bowl. And he's super humble. I mean, this is one of the most humble quarterbacks in the NFL. You have a viral video last year of after they made it to the Super Bowl, where Nick Bosa was in the locker room talking to him. He's like, man, like, you were the Mr. Irrelevant pick in the draft. Like, do you lose any confidence at any point? Do you feel any pressure? Like, do you feel like you're not good enough? Because you're doing so good, you're outdoing your expectations. And Brock Purdy's like, yeah, I think I could do better. So, I mean, that's a guy with confidence, but like humble confidence. Like, he's such a nice guy, and he just commands the field. I mean, he's a top 10 quarterback. At Mr. Irrelevant, I'm sorry, I'm going to put him above average. Bryce Young seems like a nice guy. The fact that he's 5'9" might bump down, maybe minus 1,000 aura. He just looks so tiny in that uniform, especially when he wears that blue. It just kind of makes him look a little bit weaker. Nothing wrong with his personality at all, but the fact that he's on the worst NFL team in the league, and I don't know, he just looks tiny in that jersey. I'm gonna put Bryce Young at the top of light aura. I am sorry to Bryce Young. Okay, Caleb Williams. I mean, this guy is all over the place. Yeah, I don't know. He's just like, he's a little cheesy. He's definitely a little cheesy. People are like, this guy's completely full of himself, though. I don't think he is. I think he's just having a fun time. Like, someone said he's like the first real Gen Z quarterback to come into the NFL. I totally get that. So I'm going to put Caleb just at average right now. I feel like that's fair. CJ Stroud, infinite aura. I don't care what anyone says. I will keep saying it throughout the entire offseason. Stay tuned in August. He might be my MVP pick. Spoiler alert. We'll see if anything changes. But, dude, CJ Stroud, probably other than Patrick Mahomes, the most humble, confident guy in the NFL. I mean, this dude has no worries about his ability. He came out his rookie season, won a playoff game, took a complete poverty franchise on the Texans, turned them around. He looks great. I really do think he's going to be a top 3 quarterback next year if he doesn't get hurt. He's got great leadership. He's great in the presses. He's funny. Like, there's just not a lot to hate about this guy at all. Dak Prescott. This is another guy that people just absolutely don't like. I think it mostly has to do with the Cowboys. Now, people like to make fun of his, Al, if you want to put this up, they like to make fun of his pregame ritual where he's doing a little hip movement with the football. That might be, negative 1,000 aura right there. But I will bump him down in the humbleness category with the fact that he thinks he should be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. No, you should not. I'm sorry. You're 8th best in the league at your best, maybe 7th. So once again, I'm going to put him at the top of average. I think people are not going to like that choice at all. Daniel Jones, light aura. I'm only going to give him light aura because of that 2022 season. That saved you, Daniel Jones, because not only did you have the run in 2020 where you went for like 60 yards and then you face planted without anybody touching you. That was awful. You look like a weirder version of Eli Manning. Like, I don't know, you make the same faces as him when you throw your interceptions. You've thrown some of the worst balls I've ever seen, but you throw some of the best balls I've ever seen, deep balls. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with you. You're on the Giants. You're just like a generic white guy at this point. I'm a generic white guy, so don't take it from me, okay? Look, we've been through this. I have no aura. Derek Carr, man's got no aura. I don't like Derek Carr. He makes his teammates go crazy. He wears weird eyeliner. He looks like that one meme of that kid. What is it, from Meet the Robinsons or whatever, when he's like sitting on the bench and he's looking down like this, all scary, and he looks sad, and he looks emo sometimes. I don't get it with Derek Carr. You know what? Now with the next quarterback up, I kind of feel bad for putting Derek Carr in this category. So you know what? I'm going to do something I haven't done on these tier lists before. I'm going to add a new category right now. I'm just going to add it, and I'm just going to call it Deshaun Watson. He's below man's got no aura. I mean, guys, do I really have to explain anything about Deshaun Watson? If you really want to be like, why are you putting him like that? Just go look up his name, and you'll find out. Everybody knows the thing at this point. I'm not going to waste my breath on a guy like that. Drake Maye is another one of these guys where I'm just going to put him in light aura. I don't know what it is about him. I'll put him above Bo Nix, but he just looks like a kid that goes to, shout out Don Bosco. Shout out any of those like private schools from around North Jersey. Anybody that's from North Jersey would know what I'm talking about. He just looks like one of those kids. And I don't know. He just looks like he's going to put on his vineyard vines, go on a boat, maybe yell out something you don't want to hear. I don't know. Let me just say perfect Patriots quarterback. That's all I have to say. Geno Smith. Ooh. Brother, ooh. That was pretty good. I think, well, look, if this was a few years ago, he's got no aura at all. But actually, no, that's not true. He's a very nice guy. Definitely at least light. But after 2022, you could definitely put him in steady. Is he on the same level as Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, though? Look, I think the one thing that's carrying him is the people wrote me off. I'm not writing back. That quote, just alone in week 1 of 2022, might put him at the bottom of steady. And you know I'm going to do it because good for him. He got his money paid. He was one of the comeback players 2 years ago, and they still went 9-8 last year. He's just a great story all around. He's a good guy. Screw it. He's above average. Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I got to put him in infinite. Not only is he just a very dapper looking man, I can say that. He's probably one of the coolest guys in the NFL. Like, he's very stoic. He just keeps his cool. He always looks like he's never worried about what's happening. He looks very cool, calm, collected on the field. I mean, he played great in the Super Bowl. He's just, obviously a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I mean, he has to deal with the Philly media every single year, and this guy he's never broke. I feel like he never really yells at anybody. He's just a super cool guy. It's Jalen Hurts. Everybody in Philly loves Jalen Hurts. And you know what? That's a great segue into another really cool guy. I'm gonna put Jared Goff in infinite aura as well. Talk about one of the funniest guys in the NFL. Shout out Part of My Take from Barstool Sports, one of the best sports podcasts out there, other than In the Huddle, of course. But shout out, he's like a regular guest on there. I love when he goes and guest stars on Part of My Take. He's just such a cool guy. He took the Lions. I mean, he helped take the Lions to an NFC Championship game. I'm sorry, but if you're winning a playoff game in this era of the Lions as the quarterback, you're already infinite. Even though you didn't go to the Super Bowl, you're already marked in history for that franchise. Jaden Daniels, average. I just really don't know anything about Jaden Daniels, I'm going to be completely honest. And now that he's in Washington, I probably still won't know much about him because Washington's completely irrelevant. JJ McCarthy, people aren't going to like this because they're big Michigan fans. He just won the title, but he's another one of those guys who kind of reminds me of Zach Wilson. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to put you at the top of light aura. Joe Burrow, I mean, this is the king. This is probably how it all started. This word, at least with the NFL, like it had to have started with Joe Burrow. There's a reason why I have the Joe Burrow Funko Pop behind me for this specific episode. He's going to stay at the top for this entire episode. I don't think there's anybody that beats him. He's the coolest guy in the NFL. He dresses cool. He looks good. He had a fake haircut photoshopped onto him a couple weeks ago, and that even looked good, but even though it wasn't his real haircut. I mean, he's Joe Cool. He's Joe Burr. Like, some people do hate him, but you can't deny it. He's a humble guy. He plays through a lot of pain. He's a great quarterback, top 3 quarterback in the NFL. He took a poverty franchise in the Bengals, took him to a Super Bowl. It's Joe Burrow. Do I really have to do that much explaining for Joe Burrow? Everybody loves Joe Burrow. Jordan Love. Steady. I'm going to go steady with Jordan Love. He's one of those very cool, calm, collected guys. And the fact that he was willing to put his ego aside and sit for that many years behind Aaron Rodgers, by the way, Aaron Rodgers, infinite aura. If he was able to sit that many years and then come in, not have his confidence down at all, probably actually boosted, and then take his team, a team that people were not expecting to make the playoffs. What did they win? Like 10 games? And they won a playoff game? And this dude looks like Aaron Rodgers on the field. His throwing motion is scary. It scares me. Like, if the Chiefs match up with them in the Super Bowl, I don't know. Maybe Jordan Love beats us. Josh Allen. This is tough as a Chiefs fan. I'll put him in infinite. I feel shitty doing it. His one negative, now I shouldn't be talking as a Chiefs fan because I have Mahomes doing this as well, but his one negative is he does whine a lot to the refs and to players on the field. But you can't deny it. Josh Allen, just kind of like Jared Goff, just one of the funniest, most likable people in the NFL. Super down-to-earth guy, loves his fans, great with the media. This guy is just an absolute bulldozer on the field. He throws rockets. He's one of the most fun players to watch in the NFL, so I can't really demote Josh Allen for this. Shockingly, we're about halfway through, maybe a little more than halfway through, 2/3, and I have 6 quarterbacks in the infinite category already. Justin Herbert. You know, just because he's on the Chargers and he chokes a lot, I'm going to put him in steady and not infinite. I'm sorry. He's like Josh Allen, but just like slightly down a level. Kirk Cousins. Oh boy, let's go ahead and put this man in infinite. People aren't going to like that one. Kirk O'Chains, representing Cole's Cash, representing the basic white guy out there. I mean, how much more representation do I need from a quarterback in the NFL? I mean, I've been asking for this my whole life. And then when he went on Netflix's The Quarterback, he just proved that he was even more infinite than that. So Kirk Cousins, welcome to the Infinite Aura Club, buddy.
You like that?
Kyler Murray. Yeah, there's something off about Kyler Murray. He's a little full of himself. Obviously, there's, you know, the stories going around that he doesn't like to study the playbook. He plays video games all the time. I mean, the fact that he looks like a little kid when he's running around, that's negative 1,000 aura points right there. You know what? He's a light guy, so I'm going to put him at the top of light aura. How about that? Look, you're the same height as me, so that obviously has to demote you a little bit. I'm sorry. Lamar Jackson, infinite. I'll put him above Jalen Hurts. Actually, I'll put him above CJ Stroud. He's definitely up there. One of the coolest guys in the NFL. I mean, he gets so much hate sent his way that it's just, it's uncalled for. Like, the dude has won 2 MVPs at this point. He finally went to a championship game last year. And yeah, I know he didn't play as well. He's probably the coolest guy in the NFL other than Joe. He's right there with Joe Burrow, for sure. People love him. He looks sick in that Ravens uniform, especially if he wears one of those visors. Yeah, he's just got like infinite aura when he walks on the field, especially with like the purple smoke in a primetime game at home. There's no better look than that for Lamar. Yeah. And he just got himself, he was his own agent and just got himself a major quarterback contract. That's a big move right there. Plus 1,000 aura right there. Matt Stafford, steady aura for sure. I'll put him right below Justin Herbert. I think that little wave goodbye or the wave hello, whatever it was, when after he won the Super Bowl, that was a pretty good look for him. His toughness definitely bumps him up a bit. He's just one of the most humble guys in the NFL. He kept the Lions, you know, from at least not being the worst team in the league most of the time when he was there. And then he immediately took and won LA a Super Bowl. So that can't get much better than that. I'm not going to put him infinite, but definitely above average steady. Patrick Mahomes. Now, this is where it gets dicey. I am a Chiefs fan, as you guys know. The thing with Patrick Mahomes on the field, he has the greatest, probably almost the greatest aura of all time. He's up there. He's probably top 5 of all time on the field. I'll be completely unbiased here. Here's some things that might take off Patrick Mahomes' aura. His voice, his walk, his family. He might complain to the refs a little bit. His dad bod. I don't know. I mean, people might deduct him for that. I don't know. He's a humble guy, though. He's obviously amazing on the field. He's completed my football life for the rest of my life. I mean, he could retire tomorrow and I'd be completely satisfied. So for that, I want to put him in infinite aura, but we're going the person himself. I don't know. His family really demotes him, man. I know that's not him. I would say the surrounding people kind of comes into the aura of just the Mahomes brand. I don't know, Al. I'm struggling. What do I do here? He sounds like Kermit the Frog, but obviously he's like my favorite person in the entire universe, and he's completely made all my happiest memories. What do I do here? I want to be unbiased, though.
Based on who you have in infinite aura already, I think you have some crazy hot takes. For you to not say Mahomes,
yeah.
Wild.
Okay, you're right. I almost convinced myself that first of all, that should speak to how bad his family is. And, like, all the other shit. Like, I'm a Chiefs fan. I almost took Patrick. That's like a Patriots fan taking Tom Brady and putting him in steady. Wow. I gotta clear my head after that one because, yeah, thanks. Brittany actually isn't that bad, but thanks, Jackson. It's really just Jackson Mahomes. That almost ruined everything there as a Chiefs fan. Okay. Russell Wilson, man's got no aura. I have not put many people in this category, but this is definitely a shoe-in. Your catchphrase is unlimited. You completely ruined your career on the Broncos. I don't know if it was 100% your fault. You're very cocky, full of yourself. You literally threw a game-losing pick in the Super Bowl to not become a dynasty. I don't really have much else to say about Russell Wilson. He's just got absolutely no aura. Aiden O'Connell, he's got no aura specifically for this reason. When we open this tier list, this is supposedly all the starting quarterbacks going into the season, and it had Aiden O'Connell over Gardner Minshew. And just for that fact alone, I gotta put him in man's got no aura, because that is absolute disrespectful for probably almost the most aura-filled person in the NFL, which is Gardner Minshew, which you can see here at the bottom. We did end up adding him and giving him justice. Trevor Lawrence. Average aura That might be a hot take because people are like, he's got the hair, he's got the height, he was the biggest prospect coming out of college since Andrew Luck. He just got paid. He just literally became the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. But there's something about him. Shout out, we got a video coming up, what every single AFC team needs going into the 2024 NFL season. We have a skit for every single team. The Jaguars one mentions Trevor Lawrence, and it kind of hints at the fact that, hey, if he didn't have that hair, he might have just been Derek Carr, which, by the way, man's got no aura. He's in that category. Tua, he's another one of those average guys. I would put him like around in that Dak type personality. Like, he's a very nice guy. I will say the fact that he's a lefty probably bumps him down. That if you're a lefty quarterback, that's negative 1,000 aura right there. There's a clip that went around a couple years ago where they flipped every Dolphins play where Tua was throwing a touchdown pass, and it looked immeasurably better when he was throwing right-handed. So yeah, that left hand definitely gets him. The fact that he gets hurt all the time, yep, you're getting bumped down. I know that's harsh, but yeah, I don't know. He's a little corny here and there. He has a weird haircut going into this season. He's got a completely different look. I don't like it. So yeah, I'm going to put him in average. I'll put him in average. Will Levis. Now, I don't know how many of you guys know what's been happening with Will Levis this offseason. That's another one like Deshaun Watson. Not as bad as Deshaun Watson, obviously. I didn't mean to compare him to Deshaun Watson, but in the fact, I'm only comparing him in the fact that just look up his name and you'll figure out what happened with Will Levis like a month ago. But he hasn't been in the league around long enough, so I'll put him right behind Trevor Lawrence. I think he definitely has the potential to bump up his aura. I mean, that first game when he was in the Oilers uniform, last year in his rookie season, he threw 4 touchdowns. That definitely helped, but he's kind of all over the place. So I'm gonna give him a break. I'm gonna put him right in the middle for now. We saved arguably the best for last. Now I'm gonna put him behind Joe Burrow just because I feel like Joe Burrow is like the inventor of this whole category when it comes to NFL quarterbacks, so I can't disrespect him on that level. But Gardner Minshew, I'm putting him right at number 2 for aura. I'm sorry, he's the new Ryan Fitzpatrick. You compare him to Uncle Rico. Al, I want you to put up one of his pictures of his new headshots he brought out for the Raiders. As much as I hate the Raiders, he does fit that team perfectly in his personality. Like him strolling through Vegas, I can totally imagine it. He's just a fun personality. He's Minshew mania, Minshew magic. He's got the mustache, he's got the hair, he's got the headband, he's got the swagger. His dad is even cool. I mean, the dude's got it all. It's Gardner Minshew. He's got a sick name. Who names their son Gardner? I don't know. Probably a guy with a lot of aura. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, I'm going to end it off with a bang. That's Gardner Minshew at number 2. Let's go through the list one more time. Infinite aura. We got Joe. We got a lot. Most people are in infinite. I guess I think highly of quarterbacks then. Infinite aura. Joe Burrow, Gardner Minshew, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, CJ Stroud, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hertz, Jared Goff, Josh Allen, and Kirk Cousins, Kirk O'Chains. Steady aura. We got Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, Baker, Brock Purdy, Geno Smith, and Jordan Love. Average. We got Trevor Lawrence, Will Levis, Tua, Dak Prescott, Anthony Richardson, Caleb Williams, and Jaden Daniels. Light aura, Kyler Murray, JJ McCarthy, Daniel Jones, Bryce Young, Drake May, and Bo Nix. Man's got no aura. Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, Aiden O'Connell, and then Deshaun Watson, just at his own category. So yeah, there you go. I'm pretty good with my list. You know, we've been coming out with a lot of clips of these tier lists, these videos. You guys have had so many opinions on it. Go ahead, roast me for what my opinion is. That's fine. We love the interactions. So thank you for watching. This was another great tier list video. You know, just comment down below who you think has the most aura and who you think, you know, what should change around this list. Because, yeah, that's the fun in all of this. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week for another video. Bye-bye.